Hey guys, welcome to the Personal Finance, and today we are discussing about how much one needs to withdraw during fire, right? That means if your monthly expenses are a lakh of rupees, how much do you withdraw? Do you withdraw 1 lakh rupees? No, because you have to pay income tax on that 1 lakh, which is about whatever on the slab rates, right? Or if you're withdrawing from capital gains, that gain tax, right? Or if you're so you should be withdrawing 1.1 lakhs, 1.2 lakhs, 1.3 lakhs. What is that amount that you need to withdraw during your fire, right? You're retired early, you're enjoying your life, and suddenly you see that okay, you're withdrawing much higher, right? Because you have to pay income tax as well. So we'll run a small analysis here. Again, as I said, as you can read on the screen, this is not considering equity withdrawals, but I will definitely give you a formula which will be like common for equity as well as fixed incomes for FDs, etc. Right? So as everybody knows, you might know, withdrawals depend on which asset class you're withdrawing from, whether it's fixed or equity, because fixed comes in income tax slabs as on today 2024, and equity comes on a different slab scales. For example, capital gain tax is 12.5% as announced today, and debt is about 20%. The short-term debts are about 20% tax, right? So again, I will propose a overall multiplier for the withdrawal amount. Okay, first things first, let's clear some things off the table. I am not a financial or investment advisor. However, I make Excel models, and you can definitely request me for any model that you want. If you want to put an email to me, the email is findia@gmail.com. This is my email ID, right? findia@gmail.com, and you can definitely put an email to me on this case. Again, in this video, you're going to get what is the multiplier. For example, if it's 1 lakh, what do you withdraw? You withdraw 1.1 lakhs, 1.2 lakhs, 1.3 lakhs. What do you withdraw during your fire journey for a safe fire? Okay, let's jump into it. This is a simple calculator that I have made, and thanks to Pankaj Batra's website, awesome calculators of IT calculators that he has been making from since long time. Okay, I have not met him personally, but I've used his Excel sheets before I could hire a CA. Long time before, right? I used to file my own taxes, right? Okay, so this table shows a couple of interesting things. Let's see how to read this table. This is my monthly expense, and this is the financial year. Okay. So in 2010-2011 financial year, let's assume my monthly expense was 45,000 rupees, annually 5,40,000 rupees. Okay, I hope I'm clear. This is my monthly expense and annual expense multiplied by 12. This annual expense is growing at 8.5% inflation. At that rate, today my expense is around, say, 17 lakh rupees annually. Okay, around 17 lakh rupees annually. My annual expenses about 1.4 lakh rupees. Okay, so for 1.4 lakh rupees or for 17 lakh rupees annually, I need to withdraw today 19.8 lakh rupees. I need to today withdraw 19.8 lakh rupees, so that after paying taxes, I will have 16.92 lakh rupees. This is pre-tax. Sorry, this is pre-tax. This is post-tax. Okay, annual expenses. Let me write post-tax. Okay, so that it's very clear. Post-tax, and I'll come to it that how am I finding this out, and it's a pretty interesting way I found this out. Okay, this is annual pro-tax, and this is withdrawal amount pre-tax. Fine. Okay. Now, so if this is right, the ratio is, that means if I have to withdraw 16.9 lakh rupees this year, that I have to withdraw 19.83 from my corpus. So after paying tax, it will become 16.9 lakhs. Okay, that means you know what you need to live. You need to have 16.9 lakhs. Multiply it with 1.17 ratio. 19.83 lakhs is what you need to withdraw from your corpus. This is the ratio that I have computed over the past 10-15 years. That means the ratio was 1.06. That means if you're living at 5.4 lakh expense, you had to withdraw 5.7 lakhs from your corpus. So the rest you pay as taxes and you get in hand 5.4 lakhs. If it was this year, 2015-2016, you had to withdraw 8.79 lakhs from your corpus, so that in hand you get 8.11 lakhs. The ratio was 1.08. Okay, so you can see the ratio, how it is increasing every year on year. Why? Because slabs are increasing, right? Inflation is increasing, but government is not increasing slab rates, which is favoring this particular person who was spending 5.4 lakh rupees annually. Let's say if this person was spending only 40,000 rupees, currently the rate was 1.17 at the end in this year, right? If the person was spending only 40,000 rupees, right, the ratio becomes 1.14 for this year. How am I computing this? I have put in these tax calculators for every year. You can see here, for every year I am putting these calculators, right? And hence I am computing such tax analysis during fire. Now if you can see, again, let's go back to say, what is your today's annual expense? Say your today's annual expense is say 15 lakh rupees you spend annually. This, if you can see this row, 15 lakh rupees annually you spend. That means if you don't have any job, you have put all your money in fixed deposit, right? You will have to withdraw 17.1 lakh rupees from your fixed deposit. You have to pay tax, and in hand you get about 15 lakh rupees. Okay, ratio is 1.14. That means whatever you want, 15 lakh rupees you want, multiply it with 1.14, and that is the amount that you have to withdraw from your fixed deposit. You pay taxes and you get in hand 15 lakh rupees. I hope I'm clear. Right? So you withdraw 17 lakh rupees this year from your FDs and you get in hand 15 lakh rupees. So 15 times 1.14 is 17 lakh. Now look at these ratios very, 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 very carefully. Okay. These are increasing, right? 1.05, 1.06, 1.07, 1.09, 1.14. Because these ratios are certainly not matching the 8.5% inflation. Right? That means government is not doing a great job, but government is not doing a great job for you. But government might be doing a great job for somebody who is just in the bracket of 2 to 5 lakh rupees, right? They want to uplift them or whatever. But for us, it is very detrimental, right? At an 8.5% inflation rate, which is typically an inflation rate you should consider during fire, the ratio for today is 1.14. So what is the multiplier that you should have? Again, as I said, this is assuming that all the money is in FD, fixed deposit. It comes under the slab rate and you're withdrawing 17 lakh rupees to get a 15 lakh rupees income this year. If you see this ratio is increasing, right? 0.1%, ratio has increased 0.1 in 15 years, right? I'm assuming that India will definitely have few more tax reforms. India will uplift next, say, 100 million people, right? And this will stabilize. Today's long-term capital gain tax, today's announcement is about 12.5%. And on short-term gain, it's about 20%. Maybe India is slowly moving towards a 30% tax bracket. That means whether capital gain, long-term capital gain tax or short-term capital gain tax, whatever it is, they're going to make a 30% tax. And if you see here in this tax slab, your multiplier is 15% on top of your actual withdrawal, right? Again, to be very clear, 15 lakh rupees you want in hand for withdrawal. That means for that you need 17 lakh rupees withdrawal. That is multiplier of 1.14 to 15. Now, should we consider 1.15? Should we consider 1.2, 1.3? right? So a capital gain tax today, as announced, is 12.5%. On this, this is LTCG, long-term capital gain tax. Short-term capital gain tax, right, is 20% on many of the short-term capital gains, right? LTCG taxes is about 12.5% as on today's announcement, 2024. This is 2024. Okay, so what is that you need to withdraw? And if you see, if you want 15 lakh rupees per month at 8.5% interest, the slabs will keep growing. Government will change slabs once in every 3-4 years, but it will never match the inflation, and hence this ratio will keep increasing. It will keep increasing. So my recommendation to you, and what will this ratio become? This 1.14 become after another 10-15 years? It might become eventually 1.2 or 1.25, because if you see the pattern, government is certainly not doing a great job to manage inflation for you. Maybe for some other people, some other society, it is certainly doing that, right? For the next 100 million people, it has to uplift, and it has to do it with taxes, and thus it is taxing you. So this 1.05 became 1.15 almost. And if I just make it as a 40 higher income, it will be obviously higher slab, so it will be ratio will be higher, even higher. So I would recommend you consider a ratio of at least 1.2. At least 1.2 during your FIRE journey. That means if you want say 15 lakh rupees, if you want 15 lakh rupees every year, right? I would recommend you take at least 18 lakh rupees as consideration from your withdrawal. That means you have a corpus of 5 crores, withdraw 18 lakh rupees from a corpus of 5 crores so that post taxes you get in hand 15 lakh rupees. What is this 1.2? This 1.2 is considering the fact that LTCG is 12.5%, SCG tax is 20% this year, and eventually this 1.14 also will become, and you have to balance, right? You have to invest 50% in your fixed incomes, 50% in equity, then both of them will manage to get, you will have to pay 20% tax on that, right? Thus, withdraw about 1.2. I mean, if you want to be really, really safe, I mean, there is no limit to really safe. You can withdraw 1.5 times more, but then at least withdraw 1.2 or 1.22 to be really safe in your FIRE calculation. So if I make it 1.22 times what you exactly need, you require 18.3 lakh rupees as withdrawal, so that in hand you get 15 lakh rupees. And that, my friends, it's that withdrawal multiplier. So again, if you want 15 lakh rupees as withdrawal, as 15 lakh rupees as your FIRE amount from your corpus to live, you need to withdraw 15 into 1.22 times, because if you see the rates here, ratios here, it is just increasing. It will reach 1.2 in next 6-7 years. 1.2, 1.22 in next 6 or 7 years, looking at the trend, right? It's not matching inflation. It is increasing from past 15 years. It will reach 1.2 shortly in next 5, 6 or 7, 8 years. This LTC's long-term capital gain tax as well is going to increase to 15%, eventually reaching to 20%. So my request to all of you is at least have a multiplier of 1.2. To be safe, 1.22, right? Have a multiplier of 1.22 to your basic income, cash income that you need, cash inflow that you need, and take that much amount out of your corpus. So just to be very clear, if you want 15 lakhs annually, take 1.22 times, that is 18.3 lakhs out of your corpus. Rest goes at tax and 15 lakhs comes in your hand. That should be a way to calculate your corpus. Put that in the bottom sub sheet that I always keep showing to you. Check my previous videos. Okay. And then you should be really, really kind of safe, right? Of course, you never know what government does. It can increase by 30% tax also. But then I think 1.22 times is 22% more, right? Is something that you need to plan for withdrawal with that particular rate. I will make a case of this in the next video with considering LTCG tax and fixed income tax using some tax slab rates. I'll make a case and I'll show you what percentage of withdrawals you can have from each buckets. For example, equity bucket as well as a fixed income bucket, right? I'll show you that. But for today, this is the ratio that I can give you: 1.22. Just have 1.22 times more amount during withdrawal, because that remaining will go as tax and rest will come in your hand. Okay. Thank you so much. This is a simple sheet that I made, by the way. I forgot to talk about this. You can change this to about 8%, right? And then you can seek the goals, and this will be 1.12 here, right? Basis on whatever, for example, what you're spending 10-15 years back, what you're spending now, you can put in here. For example, you can put in that, okay, now I was only spending 35,000 rupees in financial year 2010-2011. You can just seek the goals and it'll come to be about 1.09 for you. That is, you are spending 12 lakh rupees for this year, right? So your tax slab has reduced. Obviously the percentage has also 1.1 it has become, but again I'm giving you an estimate of 1.22. Yes, there is a lot of buffers into it. Yes, there is buffers, but buffers are always good. I'm not giving, I mean, if you calculate with 1.2 or 1.22 times, you will definitely see a lot of buffer and you'll be scared. I'll not be able to achieve my fire and nothing like that. Again, as I said, it's all about the mix. You might put 50% in equity, 50% in fixed income. Then if you put 50% in fixed income, obviously this will be very less for you, right? But then again, for it to be very, very safe, consider a 1.2 or 1.22 as a multiplier and progress with your fire planning that I keep mentioning to you. Okay. Thank you so much. And if you have not understood the video, please have a look at this Excel table again, right? Pause this video, have a look at the Excel table, and you will come to know what is this multiplier all about, right? 12.33 lakhs as an example. What you need in hand, you have to withdraw 13.47 lakhs, because rest goes in tax, and this is what you have as per this year, right? Okay, that's what it is. And thanks to Pankaj Batra, I have taken all these files from him and I have made a small simulation and a lot of work. But then yes, this was a worth video to make to check on what the multiplier should be for fire for withdrawal. Okay. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video making an interesting retirement case. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.